Right, utensils. Now, we are going to create a part that bolts on to the front of this part here. So to do that, use these dimensions that you guys should have. So what we're going to do is, to start off with, is we're just going to create these dimensions so that we have a rough idea of what to do. Okay, so in inventor, so we're just going to create that there. So just go new part. So just go new. Make sure you go Banksy Park, standard part. Okay. So now, the first thing we're going to create is just these squares here. We have to make sure that they are the right distance apart. So we have to just create this box first. So that box is 33.5 mil by 64 mil. So we just go 2D sketch and we're going to click the XY plane. We're going to create that box. So now how big is the box? 64 by 33.5. So 64, so you just type that in and then you can push tab. It bounces here to the other one, 33.5. Alright, so now we have that box. Now, within that box, we have two squares. So using your rectangle, we can just draw out two rectangles. Doesn't matter what size they are, because we'll give them dimensions after. Now, they are 10 by 5. So now we can go dimensions, 10 by 5. By 5. You can type it in the other way, but it's just two ways of doing things. So now, go 15 mil from the bottom. Make sure you click the lines in the dimension tool. 15 mil. Now this one here may be already 15 mil. Yep. So now what this box here means is it's adding our dimension will over constrain the sketch. Choose to accept to create a driven dimension. Okay, so what that means is we're trying to give this a dimension, but it's actually snapped to this one over here. If you notice, they did move. So that's fine. So just hit cancel. We know that they're in line with that. So if we actually hover that across, that's in line with that. Okay, so now the next dimension is it's 15 mil across from each side. So once my mouse comes back, there we go. So 15 mil from the side and 15 mil from this side. Missed it. 15 mil. Now if you notice, all lines are blue, so that means they're all constrained. That's what we want. Now down at the bottom here, it's got fully constrained, so that's good. So now that there is going to be, so go finish sketch now. So that there, if we, this is going to be the front of our robot there. Alright. So now if we go back to our part 1. So now we're going to start creating something off of that. So now in a new sketch, so go file, new sketch. We're just going to draw on this sketch here. What we're going to do is we're just going to run an offset on these here. So to run an offset, you need to put these into that sketch because these are in the other sketch. So you got sketch 1 and sketch 2 over here. So if you push project geometry, then you can actually click on those lines, and that brings those lines into the sketch because you're projecting it. And then you can go push offset, and then you can give these a bit of an offset. So an offset, we're going to give it is just 0.5. Okay. So 0.5. what that does is basically that will go over the top of the other one here. So that way that will slide over the top with a 0.5 of a buffer between them. Right. Now we're going to do another offset off here. Now this is going to be how thick we want that piece. We're going to want that at about 1.5 mil. So 1.5 mil. And same as this one here, 1.5. Right. Now we can go 3D model, and we can extrude these here. So we're going to just click on these outside ones here. And we're going to extrude them by 10. Okay. So now we've sort of started to get parts that go over this part here. So now, if we go back to our dimensions, we need to create this hole here that will go through. We'll run a bolt through there so that they all stick together. So now that's 5 mil from the middle of that to the end here. So we want to make sure that we want to only have 4 mil there. Okay? Because if we have 5 mil, it may hit that and it may be a really tight fit. So we want to have 4 mil. Okay, so let's go back into our part here. So what I'm doing, I'm right clicking on top of this and I'm going new sketch on top. Okay, so now you can rotate this way using this box up here. Now we're just going to drop our circles on here and then we'll start giving them dimensions now. So it's 3.5 wide. 3.5. Now, the distance from that side to that is going to be half of that length, which is going to be 5 mil. Oh, why is it not 5 mil? Because it weighs bigger than that one there. So, how large is this one here? If we go to tools, measure from that line to that line, it's 14 mil. So, what's half of 14? That's going to be 7 mil. Right. So now let's go back to our sketch and we'll close this measure tool. Double click on this 5 here and we'll put 7 mil. That looks better. Dimension tool. Now it's gone to the outside of circle. I don't want that. I'm just going to do it again. 7 mil. Cool. Now the distance that we want from this face here to here is 4 mil. 4 mil.